generally it's been at the moment solid and steady, and in a good place as we kind of move out of it. And I think I'm quick to dismiss kind of how maybe average it looks on paper, but compare this to kind of nearly 10 years ago, where I think 2015 they lost the first 8 matches in a row, Asian opposition. So we're probably in a better position now to see at least 1 or 2 teams probably get to the quarterfinal stage, which is going to be great for Asian football, and it's something to build on. It'll just be nice to see some of those kind of individual talents given a bit more trust in the attacking third by the coaches, but we'll hopefully see that.
It's interesting what you say then. How do you view tournaments like this, Michael? Football is a results business, and we spoke about this a lot in Qatar, but at underage tournaments, is it about results? Is it about winning, or is it about providing a platform for players to develop? How do we assess performances of Asian teams at this level? As you said, you go back 10 years, as Martin was pointing out, lost all 8 games, but then you come to now and you've got teams putting in good performances. Does that suggest Asian football has improved, or are we assessing this wrong by just purely looking at results?
It's a difficult question. I mean, when it comes to youth tournaments, I think for this kind of thing, it's as much about exposure, really. And so you're looking at it much more from a developmental perspective. I mean, look, Asian teams in the past have done fairly well in this tournament. I think back to 1999 when Japan reached the final under Philippe Troussier with their under-20 team and lost in the final to a very good Spain team. That team that represented Japan in 99 contained many of the players who would then graduate from that team and to play in not just in the Olympics in 2000, but then also in the 2002 World Cup. Players like Shinji Ono, Junichi Inamoto, Naohiro Takahara, a few others as well. And even if we look back at the last Under-20 World Cup, which was played in South Korea, and South Korea reached the final. So, there's been sporadic success at this level, but how important is that? Not really. I mean, it's about young players getting the opportunity to test themselves in tournament football, which, at this point, they haven't really had very many opportunities to do it. I mean, yes, these players all played or many of them played in the AFC Under-20 Championship or AFC Under-20 Asian Cup in Uzbekistan in March, which, I was fortunate enough to be at. But, the exposure that these lads have had in the main is only domestic football. Certainly from when they're playing league football. As far as international football is concerned, again, they're only playing at maybe Asian level. So to be exposed to different styles of football, different physical challenges, different environments, the prospect of being away from home for 2, 3, 4 weeks, at this stage of their career, that is probably the most important thing. Also, the possibility, I think this happens less at these tournaments now than maybe it did before, where, 10 years ago, every scout worth of salt from every European club or representing European clubs or whatever would be at these events. Obviously, so much more scouting now is data-driven and is done by video and by various other methods. So the need for them to be there and sort of see the rising talent is less. But still, there's an opportunity of playing at this level, playing 3, 4, 5 games, and potentially getting picked up and moved on and being able to take the next step in their career. And I think that's the most important part of it, to be honest.